Basketball fans, welcome into Raptors today. Akil Augustine in position number 1. You got my guy, Randy, Country Urban, the farm boy, in the house. What up,
Peace
King?
be with you guys.
Okay, and also with you. And we got Unk, the principal.
I'm loving the Summer League shirt on a day in Toronto. We got snow.
Yeah, I had to remind myself that don't worry.
Weaker than a tea bag in the ocean. Snow.
Whoa! With the Jonesisms right off top.
I didn't know where that was going.
I was like, okay,
Wink.
all right. Censor. No, listen, let's jump into it. Unfortunately, we got all this great energy running around. We got to talk about a game that did not have a lot of great energy. Ooh. Both teams came out flat, in my personal opinion. Let's talk about it. The Toronto Raptors fall to the Brooklyn Nets, 101-94. Producer Jake threw the numbers on the board. Randy Urban, since you're like the guy that isn't always here, I'm going to jump on you first.
Okay.
Let's get it. What were you thinking when you were watching on the sidelines last night?
I thought not having Pirtle allowed Brooklyn.
By the way, I must tell people.
Oh,
Randall has the prime view when
he
he's
has the
not
best
working.
Seats.
He is
has
sitting
the best
like
seats.
I do.
Center court, about 4 or 5 rows up in the aisle there. I'm calling the game. It's going back and forth. I look, and there's Randall.
I'm standing though. I'm not sitting.
I'm staring at the top of Randy's head from the gondola in the media section. But
that's 10 years of work to get that spot.
Hey,
right?
You earned it. But go on. Go on.
I just was watching that and I thought, wow, Brooklyn's getting a lot of layups.
Yeah.
Uncontested at the rim.
Yeah.
And it was just a lot of DHOs, a lot of pick and rolls, and it felt like 10 guys with the same skill set trying to do the same things. And we just didn't happen to have Jakob Poeltl, which hurt, I think, our interior defense.
And the rebounding.
Dreadful. And the
Yeah.
rebounding.
Yeah.
Now, I thought there were some good moments, though, with that young group. Obviously, we know it was the youngest starting lineup in Raptors franchise history.
There's the numbers.
22 years, 187 days average.
Damn. That's
young.
But
there's no center there.
Does that excuse the flatness of the performance, Jonesy?
I mean, it got good. There was one moment that I thought was a great moment, and Chris Boucher, to his credit, who didn't play a bunch of games leading up to the last two, his effort in the first game back where he had a double-double, 11-10 was great. And even though the numbers didn't back it up yesterday, his effort was outstanding. Again, when he dove and landed like face first, flat,
kept it alive,
led to a 3-ball by Ochai.
Leading, by example.
I thought that was, and the crowd got into it, and I thought that was like the best play of the game.
The Raptors took the only double-digit lead of the game at 10, and you're thinking like, okay, this is it. Like, step on them now. And you got to give Brooklyn credit for coming back. Like they played to their strengths. I mean, Toronto's up 90-88 with 2:40 to go, and they get outscored 13-4 coming home. And I thought maybe it was a lack of familiarity. The offense got a little static at times. I thought Brooklyn played to their strength. Cam Johnson, 15 points in the fourth quarter, 11 in the last.
You got to stop him. He's their only scorer.
Right, 11 in the last 2 and change.
He's not a guy that creates his own shot.
Well, but he had a driving layup against Ochai.
But it's not what you expect.
But I'm saying, though, a driving layup against Ochai, which was a tough shot. He gets a mismatch on Shed in the post, gets free throws.
Surprised Shed bit on those a couple times.
A standstill 3 in transition as he spots up and Ben Simmons hits him. You know Ben's not going to shoot it.
Never.
But anyway.
See that one layup he had that went over the other side of the rim? That was crazy.
Cam Johnson made plays.
Okay.
And that's I think that's what did it.
I'm not willing to sit here and give the Nets a bunch of credit. So let's speak of credit.
How can you not?
Back.
They won the game.
Credit for coming back goes to Scottie Barnes because, I mean, for all of us, we're sitting here saying, how long is a guy going to be out? A high ankle sprain is a tough thing to come back from. So do we credit just the sheer youth? Because this guy's had a litany of injuries this year, and he's bounced back earlier than people expected on multiple occasions.
Yeah, it helps to be young and resilient and have that
Shams
elasticity.
is not a doctor. Like how about that information? Like Shams didn't look at his imaging.
Shout out Rayhan Malik, Nikki, Zara,
people doing the work.
Amanda.
And having said that, when I did see him go down, though, I'm like, that's not good. Yeah. So I don't know how he's back in a week, but he didn't look any worse for wear last night. I mean, man, it's unbelievable how he came back from that, to be honest with you.
I wonder, and he had a couple of offensive fouls where he tried to just kind of bogart his way to the basket.
Right.
I wonder.
You don't have that same explosiveness.
Exactly. The explosiveness, the lateral mobility to shake a guy and get by him. But, hey, he was out there. I thought he played well.
And
I
I'm
thought he
remiss
played well.
too. I'm remiss as the host of this show. I didn't mention no RJ, right? And like you talk about no Quick, obviously Raptors fans expect no Quick, but no RJ, especially for this group, that's a huge miss. But
For sure, but and also just when you look at the line, like obviously we have a lineup that's developing, right?
Yeah.
You look at those 5 guys; they are developing players aside from Scottie, and you look at Brooklyn's team, and you're like, okay, they don't have a number 1 or a real number 2. Like they don't have that guy either. But their collection of guys just has a little bit more experience in the NBA than our collection.
And they've
of guys.
played together.
Exactly.
okay, I've heard enough about the Brooklyn Nets for one evening. Let's put that game behind us. We'll talk about the Houston Rockets later on in the show. But right now, I hand you off to the coach and Scottie Barnes.
Darko, 18 points in the fourth quarter. What do you think happened to your offense in that stretch?
I think it's 18 points on defensive end and are also 31 points on defensive end. They scored a lot in that quarter there. We had a lead going into the fourth quarter. We knew that we needed to get stops. We knew that we needed to keep them off the free throw line. And we did not do a good enough job of closing out to hot shooters. We did not do a good enough job of keeping them on the free throw line. And then offensively, we missed some open shots, but we also get stagnant there towards the end of the game, and we were chasing some isolations instead of playing to our style, like of ball movement and cutting and moving. And a lot of learning from this game, especially for our young guys to learn how to close the game.
Scottie, what do you think happened in the fourth quarter for you guys?
We just gave up more points than every other quarter. That's the quarter that we really need to lock in, get stops. Of course, we put them to the free throw line about like 6-8 times at the end of the game. But that's a quarter you just got to really lock in, get stops, and not be able to foul. You got to just stay solid.
Scottie, what have the last 10 days been like for you with that ankle sprain? It seemed like maybe it was pretty bad, and then you're back pretty quick.
No, it felt bad at the beginning, but, it feels great now. No problem with that.
Seems like something happened to your hip at some point.
Got hit. I think I was just trying to get back into play, kind of elbow me. Just kind of stiff right now. Hard to really move, but, I think it'll be fine. Hopefully get a good night's rest, got a day off, and then hopefully it's fine.
It was the youngest starting lineup in team history. What's it like to have such a young group starting and running and having a lot of energy?
For the most part, we went out there. We felt like we was playing great. Was moving the ball, got some great shots. Running transition, rebounding. The first half was a little bit of a problem, but we picked it up the second half. They only got 5 offensive rebounds in the second half, but that was a great group. We got a lot of young guys and we put a lot of trust in them, and they play hard and they put the effort in each and every single day in practice to help us to get better. So when they go out there on the floor, we're going to trust those guys. I feel like they did a great job.
Hey, it's JYD. Thanks for watching the Raptors YouTube channel. Check out our latest videos and subscribe for more.
Taken away by the Rams. On the run. Fits to JYD. Beautiful pass. Chuck, one of the things I'm noticing about this card.